Students, then after Zainuddin Brani, then we'll study about Ibn Battuta. Who is Ibn Battuta? He was a Moroccan traveler. Students, Morocco is a country where he came from, and in the year 1333, a few 8 years later than this event, he wrote the Sultan forced the inhabitants of Delhi into exile. Students, exile, what do you mean by exile? In Hindi it means banvas. Banvas or bhej dena. So this was the writings of Ibn Battuta. The cause of it, what was the cause of it? Was written by Ibn Battuta. The people of Delhi would write letters containing abuses. When the Sultan read these letters, he resolved to lay Delhi waste. He proclaimed that no one should remain in Delhi. When a search was made, only a cripple and a blind man were found. Means the total city was emptied. Exodus we can see at that time. A mass departure was seen at the time of Ibn Battuta. At night, the Sultan was pleased that not a light, not even smoke of a lamp was visible. So the next, another writer, that is Isami. Isami, another near contemporary, wrote that the Sultan had many suspicions about the people of Delhi. He was suspecting everybody. He made a secret plan to that within a month Delhi would be ruined. Those who did not follow the orders of the king would lose their heads. Means they were just killing them. He announced that Delhi would be set on fire. In this way, the Sultan destroyed a well-populated city. Most of the people, most of the emperors of different kingdoms tried to set up Delhi, but he was doing the opposite thing. It is said that after some time, he tried to repopulate the city by bringing people from nearby villages. First of all, he tried to send the people in Exodus, but after some time he bring people from the nearby villages. So after this we will know that why did the Sultan leave Delhi? What made the Sultan leave? From all this case study we knew that what was the attitude of the Sultan when the people of Delhi protest against him. Isami was a courtier of an enemy of the Sultan. He wrote long after the Sultan had come back to Delhi. Ibn Battuta was not an eyewitness. He noted down what others told to him, but he himself did not notice any harmful effects of the transfer of the capital in 1333 CE. Inscriptions and coins raised question marks on their even burnished reporting. Either they were true or not, they don't know, because they didn't have seen them from the naked eye. They have heard from the other people and they have written. Next words, what were the consequences? What were the problems? Students, consequences means what are the results? The plan of making Devgir the second capital of his empire totally failed. But it had long-term benefits. It had been bringing the north and south closer together by improving communications. A new process of cultural interaction started, because friends, as you all know that the culture of the north and the culture of the south both differs. So they came closer when people from Delhi came to Devgir. A new process started. Northern culture entered into the southern territories through the Sufis and others. Then friends, Delhi remained a large and populated city even in the absence of the Sultan, because it was founded in long years ago, before the Tughlaq dynasty. Delhi retained a its mint, the coins contributed to be minted at Delhi. Students, you know, mint is a place where coins and different currencies are printed. And nowadays also in our country we can see there are some government mints where our currency are being printed. Moreover, two dated Sanskrit inscriptions relating to the same period are found in Delhi. These inscriptions suggest that the city was not desolate, it was well populated. Desolate means totally absence of the people, but it was well populated. Then students, the next one was the currency or one currency. Currency means, students, you know, money, how they were doing their businesses, how they were exchanging their goods. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq introduced a system of token currency. The new coins of bronze or copper had the same value as a silver coin. Students, the coins were made from bronze, silver and copper also. Because then if you want to buy something, you need money, you need some currency, so these were the types of coins. Then token currency was a new idea in India. There was a shortage of silver in the world in the 14th century, but it was a good idea, but it was difficult to obtain popular acceptance. The scheme to fail. Before token currency was introduced in India, Kublai Khan of China had already successfully experimented with token currency. The Mongol ruler of Iran, Ghazan Khan, had also experimented with it. Means the sultans, the emperors were experimenting with different methods, how to circulate currencies and how people should exchange goods and services in exchange of their jobs and services. People minted forged coins in their homes, means duplicate, I can say. The new coins were not popular among the people. After 3 years, the Sultan withdrew the new coins. In exchange, he gave silver coins to the people. Forged coins were not exchanged because that was made by the people themselves, not by the sultans. The failure of these two experiments affected the prestige of the Sultan. However, the government quickly recovered from that failures. Then students, what were the agrarian measures? What were the measures he took? Agrarian measures. Muhammad bin Tughlaq undertook measures to improve agriculture. Agriculture, students, you know, one of the oldest professions in the world. Even the primitive people, the early men, were also doing cultivation and agriculture. Then he also raised the rate of land revenue, and like Alauddin, he demanded half of the produce. Means they were asking the farmers, the common people, to give half of their produce to the king as their tax. But a severe famine ravaged the country. Students, you know, famine means akal. In Hindi we say akal padna. Okay? Then plague also broke out and infection spread. Students, what is plague? Plague is a disease spread by the mouse. If they bite us, then is virus or a bacteria comes into our body and plague spreads. So the Sultan had to move for a short while from Delhi to a new place. He called Swagargiri. So he moved from Delhi to, students, due to plague, due to the spread of plague, he moved from one place to another. That is sorry, I am mistaken. So he moved from a new place to Dwari. Students, as you know how corona is being spreading day by day. So therefore at that time plague spread. The Sultan launched a new scheme to improve the cultivation in the Doab region. He set up separate department called दीवान अमीर का कोई, for implementing the different schemes for improvement of agriculture. He advanced loans to the cultivators. He tried to persuade them to cultivate superior crops. Students, nowadays the farmers are getting loans from banks, from private money lenders to improve their quality of agriculture. So the scheme failed due to the officers who were inexperienced, were dishonest. They were very corrupt. They tried to take money of their own. After Tughlaq's death, his cousin Firoz Shah occupied the throne. He was not strong enough to control the empire or suppress rebellion. By the end of the 14th century, students, the Tughlaq Empire had shrunk considerably. Then students, what about, we'll study then what happened next. Then Timur's invasion, then Amir Timur. He invaded. In 1398, northern India faced the might of the Central Asian army. The Turkish chief Timur, Amir Timur or Temerian, led the invasion. Timur was the ruler of the Samarkand in Central Asia. He came from Central Asia. The main purpose of Timur's invasion was to raid in the north, plunder its wealth and go back to his Central Asia and take all away the wealthy items from India. He looted Delhi and killed the people mercilessly. He made use of India's wealth to beautify Samarkand. In this way, he was similar to Muhammad al-Ghazni. Students, we have studied about Muhammad al-Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori, how they came to India. They looted all the wealth and took away the wealth to Afghanistan to beautify their countries. So after that, the last two dynasties we will study about. The fourth one was the Saids. The fourth dynasty was the Saids after the Tughlaqs. So on leaving India, Timur appointed Khizr Khan Said. Students, it was the relation with the Amir Timur, that Khizr. He left Khizr Khan Said as the governor of Multan and Sindh. So both the cities are situated in the present day Pakistan. Students, as you know that how Muhammad Ghori appointed Aibak as his general to look after the affairs of India. And now in the same way, likewise, Timur appointed Khizr Khan Said as the governor of Multan and Khizr. He occupied Delhi in 1413 CE or AD 1413 and put an end to the Tughlaq dynasty. Khizr Khan founded the Said dynasty. So he was the founder. He was the founder of the Said dynasty. This dynasty ruled from 1414 to 1451. 1451 AD. This dynasty was very undistinguished. It gave way to another governor. That was Bahlal Lodi, because this was not so strong, and they, after his failures, they gave way to another governor, that is Bahlal Lodi, and that is what the emergence of the starting of the Lodi dynasty. Friends, after this, the fifth and the last dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate was the Lodi dynasty. So, the last Bahlal Lodi dethroned the Said dynasty, or the Said ruler, occupied Delhi and founded a new dynasty called the Lodi dynasty. So, the Lodi dynasty tried to consolidate the Sultanate once more. So, Bahlal Lodi Balal Lodi dethroned the Said, and he founded the Lodi dynasty. Students, after this, the major ruler of that dynasty was Sikandar Lodi. We will read about Sikandar Lodi. That Sikandar Lodi from 1489 to 1517 was a strong Lodi Sultan. He subdued the Saraki ruler of Jaunpur and occupied Bihar and the Ganga Valley as far as the western Bengal. Students, you know that Jaunpur is situated in the present day UP. He tried to conquer all the eastern parts of our country till western Bengal. Sikandar moved the capital from Delhi to a new town. The new town later became famous as Agra. Students, Agra. He moved from Delhi to Agra. Students, you know, Agra is famous for Taj Mahal. So, he moved from Delhi to Agra. Secondly, he tried to earn the loyalty of the people, and he tried to encourage low prices. He tried to do some welfare measures to benefit the people, to try to get the belief, he tried to convince them, and he tried to encourage prices and low prices and encourage the people and maintain the price control of the different products. Then what about the Lodi Sultans? We will study about the Lodi Sultans. They struggled with the nobles. They depended upon the support and the loyalty. Students, in this chapter we knew that the nobles or the slaves, they were trying to capture the king's place. Okay, this was first happened in the first kingdom, first dynasty. We studied about the slave dynasties because they were slaves. These nobles tried to bring them, and they resented them as a powerful status of the Sultan. Sikandar Lodi could control them, but Ibrahim Lodi, the last of the Lodi Sultans, failed in doing so. The Afghan nobles plotted against him with Babur. Babur, the king of Kabul. Daulat Khan Lodi, the governor of Lahore, invited Babur and attacked India. He defeated the Lodi Sultan at Panipat, and Ibrahim Lodi died fighting in the battlefield. Then, as I told you that he defeated the Lodi Sultan at Panipat in 1526 AD. So this was the end of the Delhi Sultanate. Ibrahim Lodi died fighting on the battlefield. So students, from 1206 to 1526 AD, this was the end of the Delhi Sultanate. How different dynasties ruled. The first one, students, was the slave dynasty. Then we studied about the Khiljis, then Tughlaqs. Then after this short invasion of Amir Timur, then Sayyids came. Then at last the Lodi, Ibrahim Lodi, he was the last ruler of the Delhi Sultanate. Then students, as we knew that from 1206 AD to 1526 AD, Delhi Sultanate was there for about 320 years. 5 different dynasties, they all were different from each other, right from the Mamluks or the slave dynasty, then it was the Khiljis, then Tughlaq, then the Sayyids, and at last the Lodi dynasty. These all 5 dynasties ruled over Delhi, and the Delhi Sultanate, after the foundation of Delhi Sultanate, Delhi became an important place. It became the capital of the subcontinent. Prior to that, it had no importance. No one knew about Delhi. And in this chapter, students, we knew that how all the different types of rulers ruled Delhi, tried to move their capital from Delhi to Devgi, Delhi to Agra. So these were their achievements, contributions. Students, after this, how the other different rulers like Mughal emperors, how they came, we'll study in the next chapters. But in this chapter, we knew that how different rulers, they ruled Delhi from in a period of 320 years from time to time, students. By saying these, students, I will end my video. And one more thing, students, I will try to say that while watching this video, please refer to the textbook as I have told you earlier. And if you don't have textbook, please buy the books as soon as possible. And students, if you won't refer the textbook, you go through the textbook, you won't understand over these videos. The question and answers are being sent to you. Students, please read carefully. Try to complete the chapters. And at last, I will say goodbye. Stay home. Stay safe. Bye, students.